Dude, don't be messing with me. I just the reason I'm late is because I couldn't escape the APT and I fell asleep. And so I just woke up and I was like, ah, crap. It's supposed to have started 45 minutes ago. Man, I started working out again and it's been really easy to sleep. What's up, Bueller?
Fight the planet!
All right, everyone, let's light this up. Not sponsored by Jocko yet. Still working on it. I'll be honest though, the iced tea lemonade, not my favorite. Not bad, but it doesn't even hold a candle to Afterburner Orange. Flip 3,684. Well, typically there's one per episode. I don't think I've done 3,600 episodes yet, so your math maybe got just a wee bit. All right, let's go check in on Ludus real quick. So I went ahead and I ran this because I haven't even hardly been on my computer since the last stream. Last night I was just absolutely beat down and ragged. So that's why I canceled last night's stream, even though I really didn't want to. But I was just, I was like feeling like 10 pounds of shit stuffed into a 5-pound bag. And that carried on through today and finally started abating around maybe a little after lunch. I said it more than once on a few streams, maybe. Let's go see if we got any errors while we were doing this. Okay, so this is saying for some reason dummy couldn't get created on either of the DCs, engineer or sales DC. But honestly, I don't really care if dummy doesn't get created, because dummy is literally a placeholder. Unable to find default server with Active Directory web services running. That's weird. I wonder if... Let's go check on these servers. Let's go check on sales and engineering real quick. The sales is right here. Let's check ADUC. No, go back. Yeah. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, it's not even close to my birthday. Hey, 57 is just trying to get the wait staff to sing to me. That's all he's trying to do. Come on to you. Okay, so we didn't get any of our users because that part failed. So let's go try something real quick. Let's run just on the DCs. And I think it's only roles. Ludus AD content, I think is what it is. Man, I had a plan to hop in the cold tub before the stream because, man, I freaking whooped. Don't bother to help. Let's go see something here. Let's go look at our YAML file real quick. Yeah, Ludus-AD-content. Okay. I believe... Let me check the docs of this. Ludus range deploy. Yeah, so tac only tac roles. Okay. That's what we're gonna want. Ah, no, not. So I wanted to just go through and just do the 80 the 80 content rule again. Let's let that go. Have I worked with an internal penetration testing team? Dude, I've been the internal penetration testing team. I thought about, like, in the beginning as a joke, I thought about getting like a little like silver skull stamp, because the laptop I was using in the beginning was black. It was a Lenovo, and like stamping it on the monitor, you know, like every time like a fighter would get like a kill, right? I thought about just putting something in there for like a little skull every time I got DA. And I'm glad I didn't, because it was damn near every time. Ever do anything that got the security team put on blast? Yes. Yes, I have. In fact, I told this story recently, but I was doing a penetration test for a company that I had previously done one for 2 years ago. And one of the ways that we got a domain administrator was through a set of default credentials on their SolarWinds instance. There was a chain to it, but that was the linchpin to it. So after that first penetration test, they've had 2 years. They actually did a really great job of overhauling their security, implementing new stuff, getting everything up and tight, and definitely added a bunch of detections. They didn't catch me the first time at all. They caught me very easily the second time. They really had upped their game. But they'd also paid a consultant to come in and completely redo their SolarWinds. And apparently that consultant left those default credentials in place. Second time. So I've never been asked to go penetration test them again. Like, neither has my company. I think I'm pretty sure some heads might have rolled over that one. So I felt bad, but also at the same time, got DA. Yeah, so it looks like this is working now. For some reason, it looks like there's probably some kind of... Wait, it says something failed. I didn't see any failures in there. Oh, damn it. The user complexity. Knights of Columbus. All right. There was another time, actually, I can think of, Euler, and this was actually before I joined the team I'm on, and they had a rogue IT person, and so we actually got my team. This is like so before I got hired, got brought in to do like a serious hardcore red team to infiltrate the internal network to get onto particular servers that this guy had basically like deemed were his private domain, and I think they may have been concerned he was doing something illegal on them. I forget exactly what, but they literally had to go like super secret scroll. Only like two of the C-suite guys knew this was happening. Me and the new guy did a thing. Herp roast, ADCS, adding a domain admin, and nobody knew it even happened. We gave them 3 hours to react to a new domain admin being made, and all crickets. That's what happened to the company I just described with the SolarWinds incident. That's what happened the first time I tested them. The second time I tested them, though, not only had they improved their incident response, they tracked it down to, and fairly quickly, I'd say probably within 30 minutes, because I did this right as I left for the day. I was like, okay, cool. That's going to give them like overnight to find this out. Well, so I did this. I got domain admin. I added myself as a domain admin account. and then I left. That was where I called it a day. And then apparently very shortly after I left, they had tracked down where in the building that connection came from, down to the switch port, got access to that room, even though it was a restricted access room. I went in and they stole my network switch I had left there to plug our laptops in with. They thought they didn't know what had happened. They had no clue. They didn't know about the penetration test. So they thought that was some kind of an implant device, right? Like a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, and so I gave them like a glowing like letter about that in the report. I was like, hey, your detections were hardly existent the first time, and they were fantastic this second time. That's one of the things I do like about when I have clients that come back repeatedly, so I can gauge like how they have changed and provide that information in an executive summary, because that's really, when it comes down to brass tacks, there's only two things that the people who are paying for the report care about, like namely like anybody, executive level. They're looking at, hey, have we improved, and B, what do we need to fix? And a lot of times it's not even the second one. A lot of times it's just the first one. Yeah, exactly. And plus, it also helps the teams. I've never had very adversarial teams to work against. Like, I've never had the situation where some of my friends had, where they come in and they do a penetration test, and the blue team for the company's actively hunting them and, like, foiling what they're doing. And so that was a little bit different there. I've never had that, thankfully. Hey, Gal, thanks for coming online. Welcome. Welcome to the late show. I'm not late. I arrived expressly when I intended to, or whatever Gandalf said. Precisely when hacker is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. All right, I forgot about this, and that is the password complexity of these guys, and that's why that was another reason why that failed. All right, let's go ahead and adjust their passwords real quick then. Like, we'll just adjust the passwords all the way down the line. Alice is going to be P@SSWCRD. Bang. In fact, that's going to be everybody's password. Why? Because I damn well said so. That's why. Because password cracking is not the point of this lab. Actually, so speaking of password cracking, I just saw a short video talking about the rough hardware layout of the RTX 5000 series. That's going to be nuts. Hang on, let me swap this password out. We'll look it up real quick, because I was just blown away by how much they're packing into this. It really is a second computer that just bolts onto your motherboard. All right, let me load this config up. So we made a change here. This should actually go propagate over to here. So like if we go up to the top and we look at the passwords, see the passwords are updated on the computer. So now we do Ludus range config set, and we'll import the changes to the config. And then we're going to run that exact same command again. That's all. The test before this one was guest Windows account to creds in a batch file, local admin on additional machine, hijack session, AD account with local admin on all servers and PCs. No domain admin, sadly. It would have been just a matter of time like that, especially if you've got, that's another common thing that I'm seeing less, but still plenty common, is basically hard-coded identical credentials for the local administrator account across machines. They're not using laps to do that. Let's check the logs here. We probably are going to get some errors because we've already got the OU, the dummy OU, and the groups created, but that's fine. I just want to see if it'll make the user accounts now without problem. And thankfully, this runs really quick. Oh, so I did check something with the guys over in the Ludus Discord. They said if you're doing the deployment like we had kind of planned it out here, right? Where we deploy the network, which gives us the router infrastructure. We deploy the VMs, which just clones the templates, and then we sysprep them. That's fine. It's not going to rerun sysprep in the subsequent steps. Sysprep, when it completes, is going to leave a file in place that gets checked for. If that file is there, it doesn't run sysprep. So we're not having to worry about, hey, we got to re-sysprep these machines every freaking time. Because the sysprep process is not quick, and also it would break some stuff in here. Because let's say, for example, we run this command right here, primary DC, and then if we ran this one here, and we'd already run against these similar machines, if it ran sysprep, it's going to kick like the engineering DC out of the primary DC trust because it's going to reset this machine's SID. So it's going to break the trust of the DC if we did that. Let's see here. We'll just let the paint dry on this one real fast because it should go real quick. All right. Yeah, so it's already down to this section right here. Oh. So, do you often use reverse shells at work? It depends on what kind of system I'm trying to get into. If I can use a bind shell, I will, which is different from when I first started. When I first started, it was reverse shell all day, every day. But as I started doing more practice and I needed to get something, I actually realized using a bind shell, if possible, was the preferred method. Because then I didn't have to worry about, hey, did the machine have to call back out to me? I could just go reach out, there's my shell. So, do I use them? Yeah, when appropriate. But for the most part, I will default to using a bind shell first over a reverse shell. All right, let's go check in here now. Refresh. All right, so we have Jan. We have Paul. Perfect. Looks like that completed right there. So maybe we'll adjust our deployment strategy a teensy weensy bit. Let's do this real quick. Let's copy this down. We'll make another note here. We'll say this is going to be configure child domain DCs. And this is way overkill. I mean, the lab mostly works if we were just to fire this sucker and let it go. But this is part of the learning process. I'm trying to see if I can tweak it, and as part of these tweaks, make sure I understand some of the issues that can come up when we deploy a big lab, right? I can't use either because of EDR. I feel like it's hurting me and helping me at the same time. Yeah, and so that's one of the things I'm looking forward to, Euler. Once we have a very firm grasp of Ludus here, we'll start standing up like a testing lab for, one, getting familiar. The next C2 I want to start getting exposure to is Mythic. And once we start getting our feet wet into Mythic, we'll start saying, okay, cool. We understand how to use Mythic now. Let's see if we can now come in and do some EDR or maybe a custom malware loader so that way we can bypass some kind of EDR on there. So that's a couple of things that we'll like to go check out. One of the things we can do inside of Ludus is we can actually deploy Elastic Stack. So if we get that out there, then we can actually run the Elastic agent on a bunch of other machines, and we can get an idea of, hey, this is what the processes are doing. I feel like it's helping me and hurting me at the same time. I understand, man. Let's see. So we've got... So what we did is we did these two machines, right? Yeah. We copy these. child domain DCs. I think if we do this, that may work. We'll take this out, and in fact, we'll just move this up to here. I think we'll be okay if we just rearrange this slightly. Configure and join machines to respective domains. Let's see if this will work. I think doing it this way will work here. We have graphite, cinnabar, gold, and steel. Yeah, those are 4 workstations. So we'll let that one run for a minute because it's going to take it a bit. It's going to take it a little bit of time because it's got to go through and do the complete configuration minus the sysprep for graphite, cinnabar, gold, and steel. So it's going to have these 4 workstations that we're working with up here. And that I think should be fine. And the whole reason I'm doing this is because we're going to do one more step. The lab is basically complete. If you took this range here and you just did Ludus range deploy against it, it's going to be fairly accurate with some tinkering. There's going to be some race conditions in there. There's going to be some of the machines that like don't get their full configuration. But instead, I think what I want to do is I want to create a script that sits here and it runs this, queries the Ludus server every 10 seconds to see if that step of the deployment is done and check for errors. And if it's no errors, then boom, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. And if this last one has any errors, we're going to have to double check and make sure it's not the stupid server management error. I don't suggest learning .NET. What a nightmare. I'm not planning on learning ASP.NET, but C# definitely. Yeah, what URL did you send?
Caution. A virus has been detected.
Totes may go. Virus detected in the network.
So what's up, dude? Go emoji. I love that, dude. What's up, man? I just realized my audio is down real low. There we go. What's up, my man? Yeah, it seems to think like anything that's like letters dot other letters is a URL and it gets pissy. Oh, cool, man. What are you using to do that, Totes? Using libvirt? No. Bite your tongue, Euler. Using Sysmon and Lima Charlie. Okay. Just started the first steps, but it's a detection lab. Headless Ubuntu server and victim is Windows 11. Okay, cool. Actually, what is Lima Charlie? The Lima Charlie EDR? Is that what you're using, Totes? That's it? Okay. Let's look at this. I have not heard of this one. This looks pretty cool. Provides true real-time endpoint detection and response capabilities. Verbose telemetry is streamed from the endpoint sensor to the cloud in real time over a semi-persistent TLS connection. Cool. Response actions are taken on the endpoint within 100 milliseconds of the trigger action. Interesting. What's the pricing on this? Price calculator. Let's see. Number of Windows, Mac list. Let's say 10. Number of Chrome or Edge sensors, 0. 0. Estimated daily data volume from external sources in gigabytes. I don't know. Say 1 gig. I'll use my own 50 cents per endpoint per month. Okay. Estimate the size of artifacts per day in gigabytes. Oh shit, I don't know. Storage period 30 days. We're just gonna throw some numbers at the wall and see what sticks. Estimated size of data sent per day to external destinations except Google Cloud Storage. Fuck man, I don't know. Get estimate. Let's see. $48 a month. Okay, that's not bad. It's interesting. So, Toads, are you paying for this to test it in your evasion lab? You do it for free with a personal account? Oh, okay, cool. Handles, my man. Good to see you, bro. So this is some kind of weird EDR that Totes is trying to get me to install that's probably Russian malware or something. We do talk every day. You just don't. Usually you're busy, and so you don't get to pop into the stream. Oh, my elbow hurts for some reason. Like, the Jocko will soothe the pain. I'm not busy. I'm antisocial. I'm trying to paint you in a good light, bro. Red team VR scanning. All right, so how do you do like the personal one though, just for testing? Hey Toads, thanks for the what is it? The Prime sub. Appreciate it, man. Just create a login? Okay. Dude, so I just actually, hey, I was gonna show y'all something. Let me see if the iPad's even up. I don't think it is. It crapped out on me. I've been gone too long. Yeah. This was something I didn't remember until today. And it was basically, it just had to do about working out, but it kind of applies to just about whenever you're trying to learn something new. Let me clear this out. And so I call it the rule of 3 for learning. Can't type. Oh, man, I can't write. It's the rule of 3, and this is like for learning. And the same thing goes actually for exercise, because your body is learning how to do the exercises, right? So these are basically, think of these as checkpoints or areas where the difficulty of the task is going to have a spike, and you've got to just kind of bust through that wall. So it goes something like this. So let's say this is your progress path here. Well, there's going to be a wall to that progress. The first thing here, this is the first 3 exercises. Right here. So, for example, let's say you're starting a new workout routine. You're on their first day, you do the first exercise. Okay, that's not so bad. You do the second exercise. Yeah, I'm still good. You get to the third exercise, though, and there's a wall there that you got to really bust through, it seems, especially if you're like really pushing yourself. So the first 3 exercises where that first wall kind of pops in. The next one is the first 3 days. Right here. So at the end of those first 3 days, first day, yeah, it's a bit rough because we had a wall to break through. Second day, really not that awesome. Third day, big wall to bust through. You got to really get after it, and there's no going over or under or around this wall. It's just one of those ones you got to break through. Once you're done with that, it's the first 3 weeks. There's going to be one more that comes up because those first 3 weeks are going to be hard, and at the end of it, there's this little peak of increased difficulty where your mind or your body has really just started adapting to something. And you can bust through it, and you've really started building out the mental framework to get through this this contraption here. And then the last one here is after the first 3 months. Because here, you're edging on, hey, I've managed to make this a habit now. So this becomes a crucial point of, do I let myself slide, and then I've got to start going back down the hill? Or do I bust through it and just keep going and make this a habit? Keep my discipline strong. And I had thought about this before, but for some reason today when my workout extra sucked, it reminded me of this, because today was day 3. I was like, oh shit, I'm back here. I'm back here for this. And so, actually, it was correction. I was over here. Right here for this one. So I was like, okay, I just got to keep it steady, and then I know I got to bust through in 3 more weeks. So, and this applies, like I said, if you're learning something, if you're, which is part of what exercise is too, your body is learning, right? And it just seems to be, this is the way it goes. You do the first exercise, like, okay, that's not so bad. You do the second exercise. Let's say it's subnetting, for example, right? You're doing something for your CCNA. You're doing something for your OSCP or your RTO. Those first 3 exercises aren't so bad. Then they start throwing a little curveball at you. It's like, okay, I got to really buckle down a little bit. Then, bam. This usually is what happens. First day, third week, third month. That's where you really have to just bam, bam, bam. You start getting these kind of checkpoints where you level up as you bust through them. Oh, hang on. Let me check the chat. Apparently, I'm not paying good enough attention. Let's see. Oh, so all you got to do is create a login. Oh, cool. All right. All right, Toads, hang on. Let me go load this up real fast here. Let me go. Damn it! I forgot to refang the URL. It just took me to a Google search. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll do. I need to finish setting up my other monitor. There's so much I need to do on my personal desk here. Stream derailment completed. Who've leveled up, right? Let's see. What best describes your team or company? Other. What best describes your role? I believe they need an other one in here too. Oh, they do have an other. Okay. What use case are you exploring? Artifact collection, automating, incident response. Other. They don't have a blinding and avoiding your ass option in here. Endpoint detection and response. Yeah, okay, I'll use that one. How did you hear about us? A random person in stream chat was raving about you. And goats, for some reason. I think you have to install it on a Windows VM with sysmon. I don't know. All right, well, I'm logging into it right now. I'm checking it out. Overview of Lima Charlie. Yeah, let me bring this over here real quick. So sensors. Let me see if I can zoom this in. So y'all can actually read it. Alright, so sensors are the primary input for data into Lima Charlie. They run on a variety of supported platforms and send JSON events to Lima Charlie's cloud in real time. Embedded platforms, I don't know how to call that embedded, but okay. Mac, Windows, Mac, Linux expose deeper capabilities like sending commands and collecting artifacts. Okay. Organizations are akin to projects. They're located in a chosen region. And where the organizations are stored is located for a fleet of sensors and their accompanying infrastructure. Okay. Outputs allow you to forward your data storage. Forward your data to storage only you control, like an SFTP server, an Amazon S3 bucket. Storage within Lima Charlie is optional to allow you to store artifacts and logs as well as browser stuff, add-ons. First up is create an organization. Oh, wait, hold on. Forget this last thing. Add-ons let you enable features within organizations a la carte. Fancy. Allow you to run each org as lean or sophisticated as it needs to require. Okay. And before sponsorship from Lima Charlie. I don't know if we come up with something cool though. Like, hey, by the way, guys, I completely bypassed your shit. Go watch my stream to figure out how, so I can view farm. Let me go grab this other thing that Toad sent real quick here. I think I can... Hang on one second. Now, handles, you should be able to drop links, no problem, because you've got because you're a mod. But I think I can VIP Totes, and then he'll be able to drop links too. There you go. So now you don't have to defang them, Totes. You can just and don't have to get permission. You can just drop them in. Yeah, which I need to figure out how I'm going to handle that handles, because eventually I'm going to get rid of Nightbot. I'm going to move everything over to StreamerBot. It's on a sticky note. Just been real busy with my workouts. Dude. Don't trust the hacker, though. Hey, there's such a thing as, like, honor amongst thieves. Alright, enter your org name. First two sensors in your orbit. Let's call this, we'll just call this Ludus. There we go. Data residency region, US. Demo configuration. Adding demo tenant configuration will onboard a demo sensor, generate detections. For heck. Big old Butts Inc. Actually, I think I'm going to rename the... No, that's not it. Where is it? Somewhere in here we've got it. That's Mythic. This Ludus ranges, I think I'm going to rename this repo, though. So, FYI in the future, I'm probably going to rename this to Ludus Chris ranges. And then we're just going to have, like, a collection of, like, weird stuff we put together. In fact, I might just do that right now. I remember how to spell ludicrous. There it is. Ludicrous. I'm gonna get sued by the rapper now. There we go. Ludus ranges. Rename. Dark Reader makes this site look so funny because it takes all the white lines from dark mode and makes them like a coffee color, it looks like. Thought it was ludicrous. It'd be funny to like take the maybe I'll if I ever get bored one day, which is highly unlikely, but let me see here. Take like the take the Ludus logo, but then like superimpose the rapper Ludacris's head over it. I think that'd be fun. Ludacris. Alright, so back to where I was. We were making an org. Okay, so we'll do Ludus. I don't know if I want the pre-configuration. Totes, should I do the demo config or not? Don't worry, you can change this later. Okay. I didn't, it wasn't part of the lab. Okay, so I guess use the... Hold on, where's the thing you sent? I don't want to subscribe to your Substack. Okay. It's got it set up. Does he explain, like... Oh, here we go. Okay. So he actually turned that off. He did extended detection and response standard. I see. Turn that off. Standard. Create org. I didn't know we were following a different lab guide now, Toads. For some reason, I thought this was something different. I don't know what I thought. So then we go to let's install your first sensor. Okay. Now, one thing that's funny is we talked about this on Tuesday because we didn't stream on Wednesday. But on Tuesday, there's a way that you can blind a lot of these style EDRs by tampering with DNS. So if you could tamper with the domain's DNS, or if you can tamper with something like the host file on the machine and figure out what host this thing is calling back to, then you can prevent it from checking into the home server. Let's install your first sensor. Do I have to right now, or can I do it later? Kind of want to do it later. And the whole reason for that is because this is going to be part of the extended lab. This will actually be really fun. We can put this in, and we can use this as our baby's first EDR from when we start doing stuff in the Mythic lab. Yeah, Ford, that's what you would do, is you'd find like a list of, you'd find a list of the different domains that, let's say, Lima Charlie calls back to, and then you would go drop those in, pointing to the loopback, so 127001. Drop that in the host file, and then bam, they can't make any internet connections out. So one of the things we'll have to do eventually also is modify. We'll actually have to go through it, because we didn't do that in this config set. Right. So for the Windows Security Internals lab, we didn't add a network section down here where we can define custom rules, because everything here is in VLAN 10. So it's basically a flat network. But what you can do is you can define a network section down here that says, hey, here's the rules on how to handle inter-VLAN routing. My work EDR caught onto that. They do something new. I can't figure out what they're doing. DNS changes don't affect it. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Oh, let's go check on Ludus, because that deployment should have finished by now. Check this. Status. Error. Of course. Actually, this may not be so bad, because the error could be it couldn't install Server Manager, which for some reason, I don't know why, on Gold and Steel, even though Cinnabar and Graphite, I think, installed it okay, it wants to install a Server Manager role, which isn't needed. Yeah, and I don't get it. Graphite and Cinnabar are, for all intents and purposes, identical to Gold and Steel. But this means that it did configure those correctly. So if we go pop over to Steel, for example. So Steel joined to the engineering domain. Boom. Awesome. Okay, so I think this deployment script right here, I think this setup is what's going to work the best. I kind of want to go test it again. And in fact, I wonder if it's going to work. Let's get funky for a second. If I go delete sales DC and engineering DC, I should be able to come back and just redeploy them. And it should go through all the steps. Oni! What is up, dude? Oni, tonight wasn't DC 214, was it? No. What's that? Ah, no, it's next Wednesday. That's what it is. Oh, well, if you're not going to be there, I'm not going. Do that noise. We getting ready for Vegas? Yeah. Dude, I forgot that, basically, so this coming week, right, Black Hat trainings start on Saturday. So they start 2 days. And then that runs for 4 days. The conference runs for another 2 days. Then you've got DEF CON running for 3 days, right? So this is the week of every security person is either on stand down or high alert, depending on your position. All right, we're gonna try something. We're gonna try something funky here. We're gonna delete sales DC and engineering DC, and I want to see what happens if I just redeploy them like this. I'm curious to see what happened. It's gonna break everything, right? It might not even work because it might not be able to run the rejoin role to primary DC. I don't know. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen now. Actually, we're gonna start the next step of the FAFO loop. So engineering DC. Where is it? Stop. Boop. Sales DC. Stop. Boop. I'm excited for one on Saturday. It's about forensics using Obsidian. What? Obsidian, the note-taking app? Is it like... It's like forensics around the note-taking app itself, or how to use the note-taking app to do forensics? Good question. The answer is yes. 112. Alright, so our 2 child DCs are gone, which means we've got these 2 orphaned workstations here. Interesting that it didn't accept that. Oh, you know why? Because you only defanged one of the dots. That's why. Let's see. So you said that one's the one on Saturday? Let's see. Saturday, Obsidian Forensics 101. Blue Team Village developed 101 tutorials. This tutorial, which will be delivered in 2 parts, covers digital forensic basics. If you've ever been interested in digital forensics, this series is a great place to start learning. The tutorials will cover the basics and helps answer many of the questions regarding digital forensics and how to use it in part of a modern investigation. That doesn't answer it. Now, maybe what they've got is they've got some kind of like Obsidian template that they use for like, hey, here's the stuff you want to check for forensics. I'm trying to figure out how to change my demo config. Oh, totes. Let's see if he explains it in part 2. Nope. I've actually never been to the Blue Team Village, so I'm curious to see what kind of presentations they got. I went to the Red Team Village the first year they had it, and then I didn't go for a couple years. And then when I went last year, the line for the Red Team Village was an hour-long wait. It was huge. Let's see. So they've got some Forensics 101. Use open source AI to map alerts and logs into techniques, clusters, and kill chains. Do you really? Do you really want to trust the hallucinations of an AI with that? I wonder why none of the images are loading. Hot sock topics for 2024. Fronting or death. Fronting. I love that term because it sounds like it should be something that's like offensive. Like not offensive like offensive security, like offensive like how dare you, clutching pearls offensive. Track 2. So building a cyber threat intelligence platform from scratch for free. Oh, that's cool. I mean, that actually sounds like a pretty cool one because with the goal of, for me personally, career-wise, shifting into red teaming, threat intelligence will become a part of that because I'll be able to, I need to know kind of, hey, they want, this customer is in this particular industry. This threat group has been targeting that industry. what are their TTPs? How can I go emulate those? Things like that. Oh, dang it, I didn't start the command. So we're going to try and redeploy the sales and engineering DC. So we deleted them out, and we're going to try and slot them right back in and pretend like nothing ever happened. Even though in reality, let's say you had to do this in real life, not only would you have to do that, but then you'd have to go rejoin each of the workstations to the domain control. Threat intelligence and threat hunting isn't talked about enough, right? Well, threat hunting is very hard too, because if you think about it, it's hard for the same way offensive security is hard, because you have to be able to think across a lot of domains, and sometimes a very deep technical way. And so the threat hunters who are good at their job tend to be very good, because it's a very time and skill intensive task. Sad. No more Jocko. It's all right. I can feel the discipline coursing through my veins. I want to look at what the logs are doing here, because like, are the logs just like, where the hell are the machines, bro? Oh no, it failed because it couldn't. I forgot. It's trying to work on machines that don't exist yet. So actually, we need to rerun this step here, which is really just the VM deploy and sysprep. We can take out the network portion because that just deploys the router, the Debian 11 router, and that's already out there. So if we run that, we follow our logs here. And let's go just watch Proxmox real quick, because we should see it kind of run through its tasks, realize that primary DC, Cinnabar, Graphite, Gold, and Steel are already there. So we should see the engineering and sales DCs pop up in just a second. All right, Toads, have a good night, dude. Thanks for the info on Lima Charlie. I'm going to look at that, because it's a little bit. I really wanted to do some against Defender, but also I was trying to figure out what was Baby's first EDR really going to be, and that one looks like it'd be a fun one. Oh, there we go. So sales DC just populated, so it's cloning out. Dude, Yellow, I feel you, man, because my workouts have been beating my ass. Literally. I did Bulgarian split squats yesterday, and my ass feels like it got like headbutted by a mule or something. Ugh. Or kicked by a mule. So a Bulgarian split squat is whenever you have like a rest behind you. They're actually really simple, and they help you isolate like doing just your quads, right? So rather than doing a regular squat, right, where you're holding the bar up, let's say behind your head, and you're doing squats like this, what you do instead is you've got like a platform behind you. You got one leg out to the front, and you got one leg resting behind you whenever you're holding the bar. Here. So you're going up and down this way with just one leg as opposed to both legs. And it really isolates that front leg hard. And if depending on how you lean, if you lean forward or lean back, it hits your glutes way harder. So right now, the pain is approximately mere. Hey, Marky, what's up, dude? Your art's amazing. All right, Euler, have a good night, brother. Catch you tomorrow. Actually, no, tomorrow's Friday, so I won't catch you tomorrow. Saturday stream, by the way, is going to be up in the air. It depends, because I'm going to go ATV riding with the kids, and I don't know how late we're going to be out. So it's just going to depend on that. Cookie Monster emote. I love that thing. Yeah, it'll be fun. It's at a motocross park, and so one thing I've noticed is those motocross guys, they're more like sprinters, and the cross country guys are more like endurance runners, right? More like cross country. Dude, Marky, this is day 3 of getting back into my workouts, and everything from my ears to my ankles is sore. Oni, what is the Pentest 003? You mean the Pentest 300? Is that from Offset? Oh, Pentest Plus. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, what is Pentest 003? I thought that was like maybe because OffSec has like I think they call it the Pentest 300 or something. They have a 300 course. So I thought maybe that's the one you were talking about. Oh, see, so it's Pentest Plus version 003 beta. Got it. Went to the gym with Salty and I haven't done anything for years, and oh god, my everything hurts. The first 3 weeks are the biggest suck, Marky, because that's about how long it takes your body to get acclimated to the increased stress of the exercising. So that's my light at the end of the tunnel is I just gotta make it through those first 3 weeks. Oh. My freaking calves, man. Dude, I don't need to take BCAAs. I eat meat. Usually what I'll do is I will, when I finish working out, my workouts are about 45 minutes right now. And hey, Noob, what's up, dude? But literally, like, I have, I eat usually 2 pounds of meat a day. Because I'm doing the whole carnivore thing. So when we'll typically have, like, if I don't work out around lunchtime, maybe I'll do this for dinner, but what I'll do is I'll have, I'll get up, I'll go do my workout. By the time my workout is done, I'll actually start prepping lunch when it's getting close to being done. And then I'll go finish it. And then when the workout's done, actually, I'll get like a 16-ounce glass of milk, and I'll chug that sucker after I finish my workouts to start getting some sugars back in my body. And then I'll go eat some meat. It usually, depending on what time of day it is, it's 1 to 2 pounds. Okay, this is going to take a wee bit because it's going to have to do the sys prep and everything like that. Actually, it's only supposed to take 60 seconds for sys prep. Also, the guys over in the Ludus Discord did say we can tinker with this timing in here. I had 4 eggs for breakfast, 6 pieces of chicken for lunch, and a snack, and just had steak dinner. Yeah. With a Jocko. Nice. Dude, the great thing about these is, it depends on how your body reacts to the amount of caffeine that's in here. I think there's about 100 milligrams of caffeine, roughly the size of a cup of coffee, right? An actual cup of coffee, not like the giant mugs that we use here in the States. But if you are a fast caffeine metabolizer like I am, I can take this and in 3 hours probably be okay. 4 hours definitely be okay for bed. If you're a slow caffeine metabolizer, you might want to maybe not take that within like 5 hours of bed. Take some L-tyrosine with it. It will be enhanced. Hey, actually, it looks like it finished deploying those DCs already. What? Go see. Oh, wait, because I forgot. We weren't doing the full deploy. What we were doing is we just deployed the VM and we sysprepped it. Now, we actually need to run this command, which is, this will actually go through and configure the child domain controllers. So we'll let this run real quick. That actually finished a lot faster than I expected. It already has like 1,000 milligrams of L-tyrosine in it, but like 500 more, and just go to beast mode. I forget what L-tyrosine does. Let's see. L-tyrosine. Non-essential amino acid the body makes from another amino acid called phenylalanine. It's an essential component in the production of several important brain chemicals, including ephedrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. That's why you're feeling so badass, dude. Getting that dopamine. What do you do to focus? I crush a Jocko with L-tyrosine. Alright, cool. Let me see here. Alright, cool. Let me check something real quick over on the Discord, because I believe the poll we were running for the lab to work on... No, so it closes in 17 hours. So, if you want to go vote on the Discord for what the next lab we're going to build out, there it is. And for some reason that didn't send to freaking YouTube. There it goes. So if you want to go vote, the options are we're going to do like either a Windows AD lab, a vulnerable Linux lab, which nobody really seems to be wanting that one, a small business style network, like, hey, this will let you get penetration testing practice, or a chain lab, which is progressively more difficult exploits as you go through it. It's a very linear chain. I also want to build out a SOC lab, kind of like how a YouTube channel will call it My DFIR. Sorry, Panda. Just accidentally kicked Panda. Dude, when I put those little doggy diapers on her, because she wants to hang out in this office, doesn't have carpet. So it's fine. She can be in here. I can just clean the floors, whatever. She's in heat right now. But she wants to hang out with me in the other office where it's carpeted. So I'm like, I can't, sweetie, I can't have you freaking bleeding all over the carpet. So I got those little doggy diapers. I posted a picture of it on the Discord. And when I first put them on her, she looked so defeated. But she actually acclimated to them real well, because when she realized that, oh, if I have these on, I can go in the office with Daddy and hang out. Then she got on board real fast. Caffeine, alpha GPC, theobromine, L-theanine. No, Oni, I don't see L-tyrosine on here. Unless it's in, maybe it's in the alpha GPC. Are you thinking tyrosine or are you thinking of theanine? Are you saying that you took 1,000 milligrams of tyrosine with this? Maybe I misunderstood. Negatory, Ghost Rider. We've got a couple of vitamin Bs, choline, magnesium, some salt, some potassium, acetyl L-carnitine, caffeine, alpha GPC, theobromine, L-theanine, and Bacopa monera. Hey, Itzel, thanks for coming online, man. Welcome. I think I'm going to shorten that dial-up tone, and once I can figure out how to do an AI clone of the computer from 1904, I'm going to go redo all of the join alerts and adjust them a bit, because I would like it to do a little bit of a readout. All right, let's see what this is doing here. So it's applying the roles to the VMs. What are you doing? Oh my god, stop. No, go away. Oh, it got undocked. That's what it did. Close? Damn it. Piece of crap. No, go back here. There. What about on the ingredients list? Let me see. Ingredients list are filtered carbonated water, natural flavors, citric acid, black tea, monk fruit, fermented cane sugar. Although it's very little cane sugar because the total carbohydrates for the can is 1. I was thinking of theanine. Okay. Well, tyrosine actually looks rather interesting for helping boost neurotransmitter. But honestly, man, the only thing I'm really lacking these days is sleep. If I could get some more sleep, I might just go like Kaioken Goku. Just not quite Super Saiyan, but like, Kaioken 20. Out there would be good. Oh man, so I took the kids ATV practicing last week, and I got a little DJI drone on Prime Day. It's like 50% off. So I'm like, heck yeah. Been wanting to get one. It's like $200. So I get that. I go out there to this empty field where we practice with the kids and get it all set up. It takes off. I'm like, oh yeah, this is really great. And then an alert pops up that says, hey man, we're going to force you to land in 90 seconds. I'm like, what? You're in restricted airspace. I'm like, the hell I am. There's nothing around here. Turns out about a mile down the road is a tiny little private airport. So I'm like, ah, damn it. Mess with all my fun. Okay, so this is going... So it's already applying the child domain config. So actually the configuration in this way is running pretty quick. Uh-oh. That's on the bueno. Oh wait, actually this is kind of expected here. Hang on. Because promote child DC within DNS delegation admin failed. Operation failed because Active Directory domain services could not determine if the domain injury.local is unique. Against the domain controller primary mineral local. Yeah, and this is what I was expecting, right? So what happened is we created these machines here. Right, so we had this entire lab up. These DCs were up here and joined, right? And what happened was we nixed the engineering DC and the sales DC, and we tried to redeploy them. Well, I thought this was going to happen, but when engineering DC tried to rejoin to the primary DC, so we had the child domain, it's like, you can't do that because that domain already exists. So basically we had a name collision here. Which is what I was expecting. Let's see. So, but that's fine. It kind of does work a little bit. Because what we should be able to do, let's say we had the modular lab, right? We had the attack infrastructure, we had the Active Directory network, and we had a defense infrastructure in place, right? What we could do is, if we wanted to blow away the attack infrastructure and deploy a different one, we could go say, delete that machine, or that set of machines, and then redeploy them in their places, and bam, now we've got a second attack infrastructure that we could test with, or a replacement for it. The same thing would happen with Active Directory. Let's say we wanted to switch the Active Directory network, right? You go in there, you blow it away, you apply it. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to blow this range away. I think the actual command now is RM. It used to be destroy. Yep. Kill the range. I'm going to try one more deployment here. I think this set of steps here will work pretty well. I just wish I knew why these two machines work for getting server manager, but these two machines do not. That bugs me. Alright, so let's do something else here. Let's make a new little bash file. Let me think about this. I don't want to do this. Start with the good old bin sh. So what we're going to do is I think one thing we can do is we can check the status of the range in different formats. So let's go see what those formats are. So if we go over here, we do Ludus range status. Ah, damn it, there's no status because we destroyed the range. Alright, hey, you know what? Dev does have a range, though. Ludus range. Oh, no, it's not in the tab complete. Okay. Well, anyway, this will work out for it, though. So if we look at what we've got... We can spit it out in JSON. Let's see what the JSON looks like. Okay. So we have range state success. So that might be good. Because if we can, what we can do is we can just check for this range state success. So if we type that to JQ, I think what we're going to want is just dot range state. I think that's real simple there. Bam. Okay, that's simple. So what we can do is we can use this as an error check in the deployment script. Right here. We can say JSON JQ range state. If it's success at the end of each of those things. Let me go copy this actually. Copy. Okay, so right now it says range state destroyed. Okay, so is it gone? Yep, it's completely gone. So now, let's run our first command in the deployment, which is this one right here. And now if we check the range state, deploying. Awesome. So what we can do is we can just implement a small loop in here that says, hey, every 5 seconds, run this status page. And say, hey, is it deploying, or is it success? Essentially, once it reaches that point where it says success, then it'll say, okay, cool. Now we're going to move on to the next stage. don't want to. Oh crap, I haven't had to do straight up bash scripting in a while. Let's see something here. Bash functions. In bash, baby. Let's see. That's right, it's just function name, curly brackets, that. Okay. And then the commands. Okay. So let's do check status. Oh, that's not what I want. What I want is this right here. Check the range state. There we go. So we can do check status and then, yeah, perfect. In fact, I might just clean that up a teensy weensy bit, because what I want is cut D and get field 2. There we go. So we go and pin this on in here. That way we just get rid of those double quotes, and it's going to make processing that a bit easier. Oop. All right. So we'll check the status of it here. Let's do wait for success. What we'll do is we'll make a waits for success function in here. And what this is going to do is it's going to sleep for, we'll say 10 seconds. And then what we want to do is check to see is check status. I gotta remember, how do you do a string compare? Bash. Bash string compare. Go away. Okay, so real simple. Okay. Just copy that and bring it over real quick. We'll just modify this. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to check to see if status is going to equal check status. And then what we'll do is we'll say, does the status equal if it equals success, then what we want to do is I think we just want to return in that case. I can't remember. So for let me go back, because for bash functions, can you just return out of them? Yeah, there we go. So you can actually return a value. What we'll do is we'll return 0. Now, actually, what we need to do is we need to do a... Oh, crap, what is it? Bash while true. Is there a difference? So as this returns always 0, therefore it's similar to true. Okay. I'm going to use the while true. Yeah, I'm curious to see if that'll do. While true, do and done. Done. We'll indent our scope line a bit. Bam. And actually, this needs to come down here, but right mirror. Improve that. So what should happen is, while this true loop is happening, right here, it's going to sleep for 10 seconds. It's going to run check status, and then it's going to see if it equals success. If it equals success, it's going to return a 0. Bash if else. We're going to do this. Oh, that's right. So it's just elif, yeah, and then else. Okay. We'll just do this exact same thing right here. If status equals, I think it's error. Then it will return a that should be good right there. We can just I think we can just close that out. And then what we're going to do is we can go define an array on here. So let's do that. Because what we'll do is we'll just define an array of all the commands we want to run. So let's do bash arrays. Remember what the syntax of this is. That's right. So it's just let's go do that real quick here. Let's go ahead and define, this is our commands array. And what we'll do is we'll call this, just call this deploy commands. This is going to equal. Grab the next one here. I'll fix the formatting in a second. Bring these over, and I believe I'm going to need to close those in double quotes, so it becomes a single. There we go. So it becomes a single element, because I think every time it's going to see a space, it's going to think that's a separate element here. Okay. So we deploy the network, the VM, the sysprep. We deploy the primary DC. We deploy the sales and engineering DCs, and then we deploy all the workstations. Okay, cool. So once we get those up and running, what we can do is we can have another function here. We'll call it main, and then the main function's job is to go grab a command, execute it, and then wait for success. That's what its job is. I think that will work. So let's do one more function. We call this get all main. And so let's see. How do I want to execute this command? I'm going to do something real quick here. Let's do which Ludus. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to call main just down here at the end. We can pop back over into this real quick. Still deploying. Okay, that's fine. WSIP deploy.sh. Actually, let me do something different. We're going to do a good touch on this. Then we'll come up here, right here. Put that down. Where's the refresh? Here we go. And what we'll do is we will open this. Good old Visual Studio Code. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're just going to migrate all this stuff right here. Close you. Nice. So we'll save that. So actually what I want to do now is we'll Shemata it and then we'll run it, and it should just tell us what the path is to Ludus in here. Just as a quick sanity check. So if we like run the witch command to see where the Ludus binary is located, should be in local user bin Ludus. So if we do a +X on deploy, on line 4, unexpected. What? What? Can I not do a multi-line array? Wait, hold on. Is that why I did that? Yeah, deploy commands, yeah. I think this might actually be the issue. For some reason, Bash does not like when you have a white space around the equal sign. Except in like this case here. When it's an assignment operator, it wants them to be butted right up to each other. When it's a comparison operator, it wants them to have a space between them. Yes, dude. We could try something here. I'm not missing anything obvious, am I right? It's variable equals, open parentheses, your stuff, close parentheses. Guys, I'll be right back. The APT's up. There we go. We'll let the range log kind of carry through for it. So, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm trying to come up with a good acronym for my wife, because she a lot of times intercepts the APT. But I was just thinking of one. It's like, I was thinking like ETW, but it's like something life. Oh no. She does remedy the situation. But I mean, she gets tired too. I don't know. Well, actually, I know what it was. He was at his grandparents' today, playing outside all day, and probably didn't drink any water. And he's thirsty as shit. He's very conflicted. He's dying of thirst, and he had to pee. Let's see. So let's do what we can do here. I wonder why our array and our batch file is not working. Oh, so I guess if you're creating in the bash file, it's different. I see. Okay, so we need to go modify that because the syntax we used was more like, hey, here's what we're doing. Okay, so let's go modify that. One. See if this works. I've actually never done. I just haven't had a need for doing arrays in Bash. Okay, that. So all this command is going to do right here is when it runs main, it's going to check for Ludus, and then it's going to run this against deploy commands. Oh wait, you know what I just realized? No, it should be. I don't get why it's throwing such a fit up. It says there's... Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. APT's active. I'll be right back. right, boys, I'm back. I was just reading it, Oni, and then you're like, bam, have it twice. So good. So good. I posted it twice. Wife, the watchful integrated forecasting expert. Watchful integrated forecasting expert. Nice. I wonder if I can actually just take. Hold on, let me see here. Oh, you know what the problem might be? It might not like those tabs in there. Let's just take those out real quick. Because Bash can be kind of finicky. Sometimes it likes white spacing and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if we can do that. Vigilantly monitoring for threats, insightful, providing deep understanding analysis, forecasting, predicting potential threats and vulnerabilities, expert, skilled in keeping systems secure and up to date. Yeah. That is definitely her. Let's go try this now. Oh, you know, maybe it's because we actually need to do this in Bash. I think that's why. Because we're doing it in Shell. We're gonna try something real quick. In Bash. There we go. Okay, now we have different errors. Okay, so the problem is we're running it as shellcode, not Bash script. Alright, so line 19 has an error on it. Oh, so what we need to do here is check status actually needs to be a little bit different. This needs to be... Actually, let's do this a little bit different. We'll do this calling convention here. Fine. Line 34, unexpected end of file. What does that mean? I forget what this is. I know this is a simple problem I've run into so many times before. Oh, basically it's saying you didn't close a block. That's what it's looking at. So this LFI do done. Which one's not closed though? They're all closed. Stock, supportive, organized caregiver. That actually works out pretty well. I could say the sock handled the APT. That is even better. Supportive, organized, supportive, or I think supportive, organized caregiver works out pretty well. Are you generating these from ChatGPT? She's a sock, yeah. What am I missing something here? Let me see. There are deploy commands. These are all good. They should be anyway. Yeah, I did it with GPT. Nice. I figured. Because I've asked it for name suggestions before, and it gives them almost in that exact same format. Dude, Oni, you weren't here on Tuesday, I think, but the guys over at Meta, they have released Llama 3.1, I think it is. And they released it with a 405 billion weight count. So if you were to run that model as is, yeah, if you ran that model as is, you'd need over 400 gigs of video memory to run it. You could run it on 400 gigs of system memory, but it's not going to be fast at all. Oh yeah, hold on, check this out. RTX. Let me see if they've got any images of it here, because this card, the RTX 5000, is not going to look like this. From what I was just seeing today, yeah, exactly. And so I cannot find the picture of it, but this came up in a little YouTube short earlier today. But in theory, let's say like your normal video card, right? Your normal video card sits like this. You've got your motherboard here, and you got your PCI lanes. And essentially what happens is you've got your video card sitting right here, a massive heat sink underneath it, and it's blowing hot air out the rear, right? And so this is sitting perpendicular to like where your CPU and your RAM are, right? So if you look at it from the side, it's like this. Here's your motherboard, and there's your giant ass video card sticking out, right? Side. In theory, the 5000 series, though, in theory, the way they're going to look on the side view, from what I was reading on this, is actually they're going to look like this. They're actually going to come out and hook down, and then you're going to have this massive cooler right here. So it'll look kind of similar, I think, when you're looking at it from the top view. Right here, right? You have your CPU and all your RAM. Except rather than the card sticking out this way, it's just going to be like this giant block here covering all your PCI lanes. And supposedly there's going to be 3 separate boards in there supporting video RAM. So the 5000 series is going to be kind of nuts. RTX 5090. See if they've got anything on that. Because it's supposed to be coming out at the end of the year. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if he has got a good picture of it in this video. Look at that beast. That is a mini computer inside a computer. Music for this video sucks. It's supposedly you're supposed to draw 2,000 watts. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. Look, there's your PCI lane. There's your mounting bracket right there. Look at that. This sucker's gonna take up everything. How are you even gonna mount this thing? Look at that sucker right there. By the way, if you didn't know, if you do left and right angle brackets, you can advance 1 frame at a time on YouTube. Look at that beast right there. So think about this. This is the rear of the PC right here. This is where it's venting out. Look at that sucker right there. I don't know what kind of case you're going to have because I'm looking at my case right now. That would never fit inside this full ATX tower. I'm actually surprised by that too. I was like, shit, if you're going to take up all the fucking PCI slots, you might as well use them all. Think about this. Look at the height of this, right? That's approximately this. That's maybe 4 to 5 inches. Look at this thing. Let me do something. Can't get here. Okay. Look at that. Look at that bitch. That's approximately 3 hands high. I forget how fat a PCI lane is. Look at that. That's... Hold on. 1, 2, and that's. Hold on, let me go back to the video real quick. It's covering up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PCI lanes. That is 15. That's 15 PCI slots tall. There's no way they can't market this. There's not a case in the world that would hold this. This can't be real. No way. Tell me. Okay, so he did this as a concept. This is not legit. Okay. I was like, that can't be real. That cannot be legit. But it's not even a case of the image getting like the The case is getting fatter. They have to get taller. But this was the actual shape from what I had been reading that the 5090 is supposed to kind of look like. I wonder if these guys have an actual picture of it. I'm curious. Hold on, before I get too sidetracked, Ludus actually finished its deployment. So which one did we do? We did... So we're going to do the primary DC step. We'll let that run. Before I let myself get too distracted. Hang on. They have any more images of it, or just this shitty stock image that's not supposed to be real? RTX 5090 stock image. Everybody's just using this guy's concept 3D art that he created that's totally not legit. I want to see, like, what's the actual 5090 supposed to look like. I mean, it's supposed to be absolutely massive. Alright. I guess there's no good, like, pre-built concept of it. Maybe this is it? Or here we go. This is kind of what it should look like, is the cooler is going to be actually this way instead. And the main reason I'm looking at this is because I was waiting for the RTX 5K series to come out, because that's when I was going to build my next PC. I usually try to build a PC every 5 years-ish. I try to keep them as long as I can. And this one was actually pretty good, but it's running a 3000 series card. I decided I didn't need the 4000 series. The 4000 series will support AV1 encoding, so when I'm streaming, once Twitch and YouTube already supports it, but once Twitch supports it too, I can turn on AV1 encoding and be able to stream at 1080p at half the bandwidth. And so, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to need to upgrade to a 4000 series card to make that work, I'll be able to switch it up, and I might as well just jump to the 5K and call it future-proof for a while. Let's go check our Ludus logs. So it's deploying the primary DC. Dude, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a big fat honking beast in there. So it's got an unexpected end of file. There you go, bash beautify. Beautify my bash script here. I think I need to actually close it when we open it. Is this where this is getting up? Or is our elif being screwed up here? me see. Oh, are we missing a then statement for the elif? Is that what's jacked it up? No, we got our then statement. See, so he's got an if, he's got an elif, then else. Does the elif need to have an else statement? Is that where it's messing up? It's expecting an else statement. Okay, so that's the issue here. So the elif is expecting this, and then it's expecting an else case in here. So else. Turn -1. Actually, hold on. That's not what I want to do. So wait for success is going to be down here. I think that's what we need. So let me. Why is that moving that in a scope line? See if I can try to make sure I've got this correct. In one else in. All right, honey, have a good night, dude. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the sock idea. Yeah, hopefully I'll get to see you soon. I don't know if I'm going to be out to DC 214 next week, but obviously I'll let everybody know because there will not be a stream that night then. All right, night, dude. Have a good night. All right, so what is this thing doing here? All right, so if it's success, we want it to return a 0, which is actually a win condition, and if it's an error, we want it to return 1, else return -1. What am I missing? If, then. Am I missing a then statement for the else? No. This looks correct. But you know, I just realized we didn't rename this command right here. Ludus. Still getting unexpected syntax here. I think the error's in here. If I comment that out and it works, then I'll know that's what the issue is. Nope, that's not it. Oh wait, hold on. I think I know what the issue is. I think I'm doing the function calls wrong. Yeah, the function calls actually don't need those parentheses. Damn it. I'm gonna take out this else statement here and see if it all. I forgot about that. It equals check status. Yeah, that's the issue here. This main doesn't need. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Save it. Yep, it's saved. That's how we do that one. Yeah, there we go. So if I change this to 1. See, we've got 4 in here, so 0, 1, 2, 3. This will go away. Right. Just to double check
I'm
our.
back, baby.
Hey Franklin, what's up, dude? Welcome back. That is not what I want. Back that out. There we go. That's how we got to do that. Save that. Oh, there's no line returns at the end. That's why it's doing it like that. But the point is, we can't get those out. Okay. The good news is, inside the bash script, it does pick up Ludus, so that's fine. We can take that out. And this is how we're going to run this. So, take this out. I'm going to comment out this line here. Let's go check. Did it? Oh, good. It finished. Oh, that's why it was actually throwing that error. Yes. All right, cool. So let's go try our. So what we're doing is we're just automating this steps here, and we're gonna basically do a check. Check the status. If the status is deploying, we're gonna wait. If the status is a success, it's gonna go to the next step. If the status is an error, then it's gonna wait, basically. So now we're going to deploy the child DCs. Let those run for just a second. All right, and then I'm losing my windows. There we are. So what we're going to do is there is a way to bash iterate over an array. Look through an array of bash. So you declare your array, and you do for I in the array, do this stuff. Okay. And the array here is going to be deploy commands. Do some stuff. I don't know why it wants to make the elif come here. but that's fine. Yeah, see. That's fine. Actually, I want to try this real quick because what we should do is we should see each of the lines kind of go up. So if you're ever not sure what a command is going to do in Bash, it's not a bad idea to just echo that thing and try it out. So like, let's say you've got a script that's designed to find a bunch of files you want to delete. Rather than doing the RM command, throw an echo in there and see if it lists out all those files correctly before you just start giving it carte blanche to start nuking files on the disk. All right, so we got this going now. So I believe to call this, actually, all we'd have to do is just do $I here. And then all we have to do is then just wait for success. Then what we can do is we could say success status is going to equal actually this should I think we could just do this. I just don't remember how to do if the status is success or if it's equal to error. String comparison. If string 1, dang it, I can't remember what the bash comparison or operator is. Let's see. Usually like a double pipe. There we go. There's a logical OR. That's what I want. So it's EXP1, EXP2. Okay, so I think if I do echo status error, then what we can do is we can just turn $status. And what we can do is we can do the status check down here. Because the status check is going to, rather than having it loop up here in this function, we can just have it loop down here in the main function. Wait for success. Because what's going to happen here is we're going to enter a while true loop, right? And so while it's in this loop, it's going to sleep for 10 seconds. It's going to check the status. If the status is success or it's an error, then it's going to return. Otherwise, it's going to loop, sleep for 10 seconds, and keep checking the status. So if we wanted to, we could add like a check in here that says, you know, hey, have an iterator. And if it sleeps for more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then say, okay, hey, something errored out. The deployment's trashed. I'm going to leave that alone for now because the deployment seems to be fairly solid. Let's see. So we'll let the success status equal wait for success. And then what we'll do is we'll say, what do I want to say on this? Actually, we'll just do this. Actually, take one of the other version of it. That's fine. We'll put this in here. Alright, so we can just say if it equals an error. Let's see. Dash break for loop. Is there just a break command? Okay, cool. You can't just use break. Okay. Then if it equals error, then echo. We'll do range deployment error. Command executed. Color on. We'll give it a little bit of a flare here. This. Hey, noob. I like that little dancing dinosaur. The dance. Alright, so we'll say we have a range deployment error, and then they'll list out the command executed. And then what we'll do is we're going to run the command Ludus range errors. So that way it'll go ahead and list the errors, and then we're going to break out of it. So I think this will work. So when we run the command, first thing that's going to happen is it's actually going to run the main function. Main is going to go get all the items from this, iterate over them, should run it here. It's going to wait for success. When success happens, we should see the status. If it equals error, then this. Because success is only going to return on a success or an error. So if we get an error, it's going to break out of this. Else, it's going to go to the next thing. So what we'll do is I'll actually use this command here. The command, it's the execute command. So that'll tell us what command we're executing. All right. So we're executing the command. We execute it. We wait for success. Wait for success. We either get a success or an error. If we get an error, we break out of the loop. And we list the errors, and we're done. If we get a success, it should go on to the next step. Alright, so it still says deploying right now. Let this kind of run for a second. I'm interested to mess with that. Let's take a look at this. So while that's running, we'll keep this running in the background here, and then we'll kind of watch it while we're looking at this real quick. Let's see. So let's look at this Lima Charlie thing that Tote sent us. So sensors are the primary input for data into Lima Charlie. They run on a variety of supported platforms and send JSON events to Lima Charlie's cloud in real time. So embedded platforms expose deeper capabilities. Let's go look at the docs for this thing. Specifically, we'll look at the Windows one. So Lima Charlie's Windows sensor is one of the EDR class sensors that interfaces with the kernel to acquire deep visibility into the host activity while taking measures to preserve the host performance. Supports Windows XP 32-bit and up. Interesting. We've got a lot of different here. So given configuration paths to collect from, the Windows sensor can batch upload logs and artifacts directly from the host. Payloads. For more complex needs not supported by events, artifacts, or commands, it's possible to execute payloads on the host via the Windows sensor. Oh, is it now? The Windows sensor can listen, alert, and automate based on various Defender events. Okay. So it's designed to run Does it run in parallel to Defender, or does it run in place of Defender? Be interested to know about that. This is done by ingesting artifacts from the Defender event log and using the detection and response rules. Let's see, so a config template to alert on common Defender events of interest is available here. Template can be used in conjunction with the infrastructure service or its user interface in the web app. Okay. Specifically, the template alerts on the following Defender events: malware detected, history deleted, behavior detected, and activity detected. Okay, cool. So they do all their stuff in YAML as well. Okay. Event system channel operational. Interesting. This would be kind of cool because I'm wondering, like, if when we get ready to start testing our payloads against EDR, because in the beginning we're going to be tinkering with, we're going to approach it like this. We're going to learn what the functionality and equivalent tasks, stuff we would do like in Cobalt Strike for RTO in Mythic. Once I got a firm grasp of that, I'm going to move on to working on getting it bypassing Defender, and we're going to do that on a machine that updates but then loses internet connectivity. Once that's good, because we don't want it to go automatically, send our payloads up to the internet. Once that's good, we can then begin like, hey, let's go drop in Lima Charlie and see how that's detecting things, see what it's finding. So we can just do like a general kind of step up. That's cool. You can build a custom MSI installer. Nice. Ah, here we go. Damn it, it did that again. So the command we ran was sales DC and engineering DC, and it looks like it's trying to do... We might have to split that sucker up. Either that, or we need to add in a timeout in here, because if we can look in Proxmox, if we look at the sales DC, it's probably done deploying now, but when it tried to run the Ludus AD content, it couldn't find the Active Directory service yet when it got to it. So the way our script is set up, this would cause it to just fall flat on its face. Let me check something. The guys. Maybe I put it in the roles channel. Ah, here we go. We can add a timeout to this task by default. Default is 300 seconds. That's for sysprep. Copy that link. Let's go dig back into... So the issue we had was... there were two that we're running on this. There's 2 custom roles running on this thing. Right here. So, for example, this is the engineering DC. Our 2 custom roles are Ludus child domain and Ludus AD content. So maybe on Ludus child domain, we need to institute a modification to it. Ludus child domain. Yes. So we install ADDS, deploy it, create ADS promote child DC with DNS delegation, ensure the server rebooted if required. So where did he add the... Okay, let's go compare this to what's in Ludus. Or syspref. There you go. So wait 60 seconds for the reboot. So what we might need to do here is... maybe we just need to add a little bit of a delay to the end of this role here. I wonder if we need to delete that role out and modify it and re-add it? Because if I go rerun that command, like back to back here, it's going to complete pretty quick because now the DC is fully deployed. For some reason, it's getting to when it creates the AD and it tries to run it. Executing module unable to find a default server with Active Directory web services running. Let's see. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can just... if we could just literally take this right here and port it into Mir. Because it doesn't take very long for that machine to reboot. So could we just toss in a 60-second delay to this? Actually, I'm curious about something. Hey, I think my PR got merged. Hey, it did. Cool. I can delete that branch. Goodbye. So he was saying it depends on the folder name, but the repository name is Ludus tac AD tac content. So when you clone this out, that's the name you're going to get. So let's go look at our Ansible roles real quick. Still deploying. Oh wait, that was the AD content. That's not the one we want. We want the Ludus. Shit, what's it called? Oh, it's called Ludus Ansible Rules. That's it. Ludus Ansible Rules. Ludus Child Domain. And we pass. That was not good. Ensure the server is rebooted if required. So what I want to try is... I mean, it's going to be a little bit too late at this point, but... if I do this built-in Ansible pause for 60 seconds... Seconds. That's what we need. Yep. Try to quit out of here. Ludus Ansible. What's up? Ludus. Got an error, huh? Which one was this over? This was on Sales DC, but Sales DC's freaking up, man. What the French toast? Let me look at something. So we made a change to this one right here, Ludus Child Domain. We changed the role. Do we need to go re-import it? That's the question. Or is it referencing it from disk here? What if that's going to error, or if it's just going to... Okay, cool. So now... this was on... which one was this? This was on Sales DC. So I'm going to run it again just on Sales DC. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rewatch the logs here. Because we're going to see if it's going to add that extra 60 seconds. Hey, Panda. I know, you're ready for dinner. And... settings. So what we should see here is when it gets to doing... Actually, that's in the child section there, and it probably is going to skip all that. We'll see what happens here. Because it's going to skip a lot of stuff because it's got checks to see if it's already been done. See, it's like skip, 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 skip. Gathering facts, and for sysprep, it's going to say, okay, we're skipping that. That's cool. It disables telemetry, but it's part of the default settings. That's neat. Come on, get to the juicy stuff. There we go. So now it's finally getting to the user-defined rules, which would be child domain and AD content. So configure DNS to include parent DC IP, sharing servers, rebooting if required. It did reboot it, okay. And that actually may have been the issue there. Maybe the reboot wasn't completing by the time it got to the AD content Ansible role. And so machine's not up. It can't go add the stuff into Active Directory for us. So we'll wait for the server to reboot. Right, so it is up now. Come on, no whammy, no whammy. What the hell, man? Create AD organizational unit. Let's go double check our config file. Let's just see if we see anything in here for sales. Because for engineering, it's working just fine. So name dummy DC equals sales, DC, mineral local. And to compare that for what we did on engineering, mineral local. That works just fine for some reason. I don't get it, man. I don't know why this one is this one right here is failing. And if I could, I would tell it to just skip this. I don't fucking need the OU right now. If there's no OU defined, I'd say just, you know, don't do it. Only roles Ludus. Unhandled exception will execute. Actually, hold on. Let's do something real quick here. Do Ludus range errors. And I think you can do. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, this should be fine. DC equals sales, mineral, local. I mean, that's all the same stuff that we've got down here. It's just instead of sales, we've got engineering. Engineering worked just fine. What the crap? All right. Well, one thing I'm going to try here is we're going to call it a night there. It is getting late. I started the stream late, so I was going to run it a bit late. We're getting up to the 3-hour mark. But what we'll do is I'm going to blow this away. And I'm going to test the deploy script off screen. I'm going to let it run overnight. We'll see what it does. But now we got the important task of figuring out who to go raid. Who's on InfoSec streams? Just us. We are the night cleanup crew. Alright. Anybody cool in science and technology? That's a SpaceX rocket launch. That's pretty cool. Helping viewers find the best pre-built gaming PC for their budget. Actually, I might go raid out that dude. This dude's got a camera just watching his ants. That's kind of creepy. I'm not much of a bug person. Yeah, too. We're gonna go raid this guy. Let me PC build. Yeah, right. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and give him a raid out. When you get in there, guys, drop the Cookie Monsters. Because I love the Cookie Monster. Alright. Folks, that's what we're going to call it right there for tonight. Everyone, I hope you'll have a fantastic Friday tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow is Friday, right? My days are all screwed up. Yeah, you'll have a fantastic Friday. Remember, Friday is read-only. Do not commit to production if you value your weekend. It is read-only to prepare for commit to production on Monday. So I hope everybody has a fantastic Friday hitting up tomorrow. No stream tomorrow night. Saturday night is iffy. I'll let everybody know on Discord because I'm going ATV riding with the kids, and I don't know how late it's going to be. So usually we would go kind of early. This one's a weird one. It happens in the afternoon. So if anybody, if you're curious, just hop on the Discord. I'll post a note in there if the stream's happening or not. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I just want you all to know one thing. I love you. Peace.